Don't Wing, it's your Blaine. Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 27th June 2025. We have a busy day planned, so I'm excited, but also a very cool day planned, so I'm also excited. Today, we're doing part 2, which is technically part 3 because part 1 and part 2 are almost 50 minutes each of why is making content so hard. I feel like I was really rough on making content. I feel like I was really. I left the light open. I feel like I was really rough with making content. I feel like I was really rough with how hard of a job it was, and I wasn't positive enough. So I kind of wanted to show you how positive it could be. However, because the goal is not to deter, the goal is not to deter. See, the more content creator there is, the better it is because the more perception we have, the more opinion we have, the more people from different culture, the more we can learn. Right? Everybody has their special skills and the special skill can be learned. It can be talked about. So the more, and it's beneficial because the more people on the platform, the better platform is, the better content there is, and also I don't have to declare anything because the hardest thing when I didn't mention yesterday on social media is natural selection. See, when everybody wants to do the same job, and this is crazy because right now we're kind of looking for work. Yes, I said I have a job, which is true, but it's a temporary job. It's a temporary agency, so it's not a real job. You'll see this. To me, a real job is a job that you know you're gonna have for the next year, 2 years. Everything else is just, for example, when you have a kid who finishes school. A lot of people finish school literally. And they'll say, oh, I have a summer job. Why do you feel the need to say summer in front of it? Why do you need to feel the need to specify that it's summer? Why just not embrace it for what it is? Why not just say, hey, I have a job? Because you know it's summer job, right? And now, because there's so many people looking for work, there's something called natural selection. I have 20 CVs in front of me, 20 resume in front of me. I'm going to be choosing not only the best, but the one that is I have ample choice. If the best lied on his resume, well shit, I can have the second best, I can have the third best, right? If there's 30 people applying for the same job and I only need one, then that's 50 people. And you have to upload some videos because right now we're so it's kind of crazy. A little bit behind the scene. I waited a couple of days because I was working and it was new, and I didn't upload. So now my 2 phones filled up. So we spent the first day having problem and uploading as much as we can. We played it the second day, which was yesterday, uploading. However, I have uploaded all I could upload. That's not true. We have a lot more to upload, but all the your priorities are upload. What's your priorities when it comes to content? Your priorities are the bigger videos. Like for example, yesterday we did this video, which is 1 hour 44, hour 45. That was 12 gigs. It's not a lot, but this add up, right? So the fact that you're able to upload either a 6 gig videos or a 300 gigs video, a 300 megabytes video, you can upload the 6 gig. It's just better. It's just easier. It's just simpler. And again, it's laziness also because a 6 gig video will take 40 minutes to upload, or 40 minutes actually. And all you need to do is just chill for 40 minutes. You can play a game, you can do something, and then like, okay, well, it's uploaded, and I can upload something else. So we really worked hard yesterday for that. It was behind the scene. It was a bit more boring. It was the show itself. You know, it is what it is. I don't think it's the most passionate thing, but it's kind of needed, and at the same time, it's gonna be part of the video also. But natural selection, to come back to what I was saying, is super important because natural selection is gonna say, okay, well, this guy can make it and this guy doesn't make it, right? And with social media, it's sadly not how much you want it, because if it was about how much we wanted, we would all, or most of us, be doing content, right? Think about all of the people that tried to do social media but didn't manage. Think about all the people that wanted to play sport but didn't manage. Think about all the people that wanted to play music or arts That didn't manage, right? The natural selection. When there's a dozen band sing the same type of song, you'll choose the two best one. The 10 other can suck a dick, right? Now the sad thing with that is technically no, because technically, oh my god, look at this. This is beautiful, right? You know what else is beautiful? This crossing of the seas, two perfectly separated clouds, nuages, which is French. Wagwan. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. With people in the complexity of it, people with different tastes will say, well, these two bands are better than these two bands, right? And because of these two bands, they'll be able to survive, right? However, this is true but not true. Most people, when they listen to music, they want to relax. They don't really care. Why do you listen to radio so much? They don't really care about what you're listening to. You just want to listen to something. They don't really care what song you're listening to. You just want to listen to something. You're right. So it's quite contradictory, but at the same time, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense because this is natural selection. And if you don't, I'm always worried because I switched the, yeah, there you go, perfect. I switched the place where we're putting the recorder so I can see it more, but I'm looking at the wrong place every single time. But then it's technically not true because a radio station, which is which is non-biased in your life, doesn't care what type of music you like, don't put music. If they put a certain song more, it means that they don't put another song more. Because they don't put another song, then you're kind of force-fed. And this is also cool. You're force-fed content. You're force-fed a certain type of music. Being force-fed content is insane. So basically what you're doing is, how can you force-fed... I know what you're saying. Ink, how can I be force-fed content? Well, you are force-fed content. See, you want to watch the same video that's everybody else. You see something that's super trending, you're going to watch it because everybody else watches it. What is it fuss about? Why is this video so popular? You're going to watch it, right? You're going to watch it. You're more likely to watch a video with 100,000 views than with a video that's with 100 views. Does it mean that the 100,000 views video is better? Not necessarily. Okay, it's a perception. And that's where it's kind of crazy. You're force-fed what the mats are eating. What's for lunch today? The same thing as everybody else. Oh, okay. Imagine that. Imagine this. And this is so important. You ask the question, what's for lunch today? And your answer is, same thing as everybody else. You still don't know what you're eating, but you're accepting of it because if everybody else is having it, it must be good. If everybody else is having it, it can't be bad. If everybody else is having it, I'm going to like it too, right? I should be liking it, right? I want to be like everybody else. Even if I don't like it, and everybody else is liking it, I'll be like, you know what, it wasn't that bad. I'll feel the need to fit in, which is also crazy. But with natural selection, this is also nuts, because there is such an ecosystem, which is dog eat dog. Let's say let's say there's a couple. I love that. I actually like that. There's a couple that makes content, right? And they make similar content, and they're a family channel, right? They have the same kids, they have the same house, they have the same game, they have the same lawn, they have the same pool. So the content that they're gonna make are similar. Why? Because every single exterior tool is the same. I mean, I'm so fucking cold. I'll put on a jacket and I'll be back. Even right now, the temperature is kind of crazy because I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit. Yesterday I was sweating. Well, 2 days ago I was sweating bullets. Why are they cold right now? And then with the couple, this is what it is. If they always have the same thing, then you're gonna be choosing the person that you prefer. So, for example, I'm watching this couple, which is the Iger family, and they got a family, and they have this kid called Charlie. The cat, this kid called AJ, right? And the mom, she's super sweet, and the dude, the guy, the dad is funny. I relate more to that because I'm a funny guy. So I watch more of his stuff. But when she does content, it's also really good. Why did I choose him? Right? Because he's a father. I might be a father one day, possibly. But then you choose who you want to watch, right? And then this is even crazier. This is insanity for content. You'll watch someone talk about sports, and you watch someone with whom you tend to agree a lot, right? You tend to agree a lot. But then listening to someone that you agree a lot becomes an echo chamber. You're both bouncing off the same ideas. So you're not evolving. You're protaining this brain rot of constant belief. Whatever I say is right and whatever I think about is right because this one guy agree with me. You know what's crazier? What if it was the other way around? What if it was from watching and listening to this person talk about a sport, talk about players, you start to echoing him. You start to talk about the thing he talked about, and you start to agree with everything that he said. And your opinion isn't your own. Your opinion is his. And you know the crazy thing about your own opinion? You'll never disagree with yourself. So if your opinion is the same as his, then chances are whatever he says you'll agree with. Chances are you'll watch somebody that you always agree with. Why would I watch someone I don't agree with? Right? This is kind of nuts. This is kind of unbelievable. This is so fucking hard, you know? And at the same time, it's like for example, we'll go into content, we'll delve deep. I'm not gonna do a 2 hours video, I'm gonna do a big videos. Think about a guy yesterday, right? And the guy was watching TikTok live, right? And it's nuts because content is almost a science already. I was talking about, I'll repeat the story because I don't know if I talked about it. I was watching a big battle yesterday, which was great. I was watching the same content creator 2 days ago. So those content creator were two garbage people. One of them is called Max, right? Let's call him Max for privacy set purposes. I'll call him Max. And Max used to have this huge channel which had 20,000 followers, and people that would come to his live, they would come to his life, and then his account got banned because he showed a person tits on live. When you talk about an asshole, talk about an asshole, right? Now the worst thing is, this is very disgusting. He showed his best friend ex. So why is that disgusting? Well, it's not really disgusting until you learn that this guy, the ex, produced some revenge porn, and that the other guy was promoting a picture of revenge porn. So therefore, partaking in a very toxic behavior, right? Now, he lost that confidence, and then he used to have 20,000. Now he has 4,000. And he's stuck at 4,000. He is really stuck at 4,000, right? And then there's another guy that also is garbage, but I like it a little bit more. Now what you're saying, Ink, what do you like him a little bit more? Because the guy is a garbage person, but he's honest about it. He's funny about it. He says, I know I'm garbage. I know I'm an asshole. That's okay. You're watching me because I'm an asshole. You're watching me because I make you laugh. Why are you watching me? Because I'm myself. If you didn't want to watch me, you would watch somebody else. So yesterday, at 8 o'clock, which is the time I'm filming, there's a big battle. And I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Right? And then the big battle, they're going on, and they're like, well, it didn't happen. And the guy's complaining about, oh, I'm not making a score. This guy made 50,000 points. 8,000 points is $7 for the content creator. So in the space of 5 minutes, the guy made $350. Was enough. Was enough. Now, you didn't know this, and it's okay. I did a video yesterday called Let's Talk TikTok. And TikTok is one of the worst platforms to grow on. One of the easiest to grow on, but also one of the hardest to grow on. Why? Because TikTok will not pay for your bills. Will absolutely not pay for your bills. You'll have gift and then they'll pay for your bills, but no. So this guy was expecting a certain amount of money, and he didn't have the money, and he needed that money. He didn't make enough. He made a lot, but he did make enough, right? And then the other guy said, and this is something that blew my mind, because the guy that I wanted to watch to win won. He said, I don't understand what's going on. He said, well, you're rage quitting after every single day after 20 minutes. Like, you're always saying, oh, I didn't make enough, and because you lose, you just leave. That's your problem. Wonder why. And then the guy that I don't like, he was like, well, guess what? If you were there every single day this week, I would have enough time 5 to beat you. But you need a time 5, which is kind of like his tool. But if you can use it, if you don't have to use a tool, then you don't have to use a tool. I was supposed to have a job, right? And this has nothing to do with it, but it's the same thing. So I was supposed to have this job, and then you saw me make I talked about it a lot. The company I didn't want to work. Well, I didn't get hired. The guy who got hired instead was the guy that used to work with me. So I talked to my father about it yesterday. It's like, why does this guy have more than you? And again, this is up to content. Why are people watching this video more than me? Well, this guy had more experience, and his job was to dip pieces of metal in a acid bath, an acid bath to clean it. Then we could put the painting on it, and there's no impurities. And the job is a bath of zinc, but it's the same thing. My father's like, oh yeah, I understand. And yeah, so this is insane because this is not planned. When I'm making a video, it's not planned. Also, my father sends me a application for yesterday. Yesterday, he sent me an application. He was looking for work, for workers. And I go on the website, and I'm like, Dad, what are they talking about? They're looking for an electrician, and they're looking for a manager. I'm not an electrician, and I never had manager. They're not gonna give me, hey, I like you, let's make you a manager. No, you need experience as a manager. You need experience as a salesman to be a salesman, and you need experience as a manager to be a manager. As simple as that, you know? And it was so. This is what happened with content. We talk about the same subject. We talk about the same subject. This guy is more versed. I've been watching. Okay, so that's not me. Me and Janice, my best friend, we've been talking a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh. And for some reason, I'm getting some edits of Yu-Gi-Oh. And I realized how much I miss the game. So when I was younger, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh a lot. And then the game got changed, and then I gave up on it because it was so different. But then people didn't give up. So there's this guy, Team Samurai X, who's been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for 20 something years. The guy's 30 years old. You know, he knows everything that there is to need to know about Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, it's kind of crazy, right? Today we made our first. We subscribed to a plan for the GoPro that was $130 to use the same amount of utility as we did last year. I don't have that $123. I have it, but it's not in my plan. And now I'm almost gonna be in the red next month. I'm having enough to pay for next month, but I'm back at it. I'm back at square one, which I need money. You know, and it's nuts. It's nuts. We come back to content. It's supposed to pay for the bills. There's this new trend that's kind of cool. Is these content creator that says, hey, I get off my job and this is my goal, having 10,000 followers and becoming full-time. And then they say what really happened. So, ran out of money, I'm looking for a work. Ran out of money, I'm fucked, you know? And it's nice because making content is also about time. the amount of content I do right now is better than the content I did 4 years ago, admittedly. But at the same time, if you prefer the content 4 years ago, the change wasn't positive, you know? You just get experience, and you just get experience, and you just get experience. But at the same time, it's complex because you're not really moving forward, right? If you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. For example, a person that films his job, right? And the person has been doing the same job for 20 years. He's not going to learn new tricks. He's going to do the same thing, and every single day he's going to be doing the same thing, right? So you're not really learning, and your content isn't really progressing. The simple reason why my content has progressed, the little amount it did is still progressed, is because my content is per my life, my opinion. My opinion is more complete, more research than it was. So in that regard, my content is better because I'm a better person. I'm a more understanding person, and I have more experiences, you know? So that changes completely everything, which is kind of cool, isn't it? But yeah, it's, when you think about it, it's nuts. Now the clouds are amazing. The clouds are beautiful. It's supposed to be, oh shit. It wasn't supposed to be nice today. I don't know what's going on. And again, little side notes, but it sucks because when it's raining, I'm planning for the rain. So when it's not raining, I'm kind of fucked because I didn't plan for it. You know, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. But at the same time, that's life. This is life. And you should be happy about what's going on. You should be happy about, I don't know. It's so complex. It's so complex. You're seeing a bunch of people like have. I have to enter this. I have to answer this. It's Anna Banana. There you go. Perfect. You see so many people watch content. For example, I just watched this guy on TikTok. I don't really like his content, but I understand why people like it. His whole rise to fame was his wife, she's from France, and he's from Quebec. It's both French-speaking nations, but it's a very different French. It's very different French. So yeah. So there's a charm in there, and there's always this relationship. Like we used to watch girlfriend versus boyfriend pranks, right? We watched that. I'm fucked. I grew up watching content like fucking AGB. Why I like AGB? Because he was a crazy old man. He was aggressive. He was an asshole, and I fuck with that. I grew up watching McJuggernuggets. Why? Because it was smart content. It was narratively speaking. I watched Nico Cado for years because it was the perfect white noise. I watched Kid Boga because I was bored at work and I needed something to watch. Now Kid Boga is perfect because you can just listen to it and just listen and you're good, you know? There's a purpose to what I watch. Right? There's a purpose. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Right? There's so many people out there, and there's around 6 minutes of content being uploaded in 1 minute. There's the choice. There's a lot of choices. Natural selection will tell you, well, I'm using this choice, and with content creation, it's kind of becoming a long-term thing. A lot of people ask me, why don't you care that you're not being more successful? Because if one day I'm successful, if one day people watch my videos, they're gonna see how much work I put in, and then because they watch a good video from me, hopefully, I have a couple of those on the channel. Oh, by the way, yesterday we reached 40,000 videos. We reached 30,000 something on the main channel, and 9,500 on the second channel. That's 40,000. And because they watch one of the videos, they're gonna watch another one. They're gonna watch another one, and then they're gonna watch another one, you know? And then when I get trolls, they're like, oh, well, you don't do much, you just yap and yap and yap. Nobody cares. Not because you don't care that nobody cares. See, it's a realm of possibilities. When it comes to content, it comes to multiple things. It comes to demographics. So who is your content for? It comes to your age range. The people that watch my videos, I'm extremely lucky. The people that watch my videos are from 18 to 35. I am 32, so they're the same age as me. Where are they from? Where they're from is gonna be important because of culture. For example, a culture that's more prone to party and family and old. Okay, so for example, right, we'll take Italy, because I've been watching Jersey Shore. That's the only reason. They're very set on their tradition, on families, on cooking, on simple but good life, you know. So somebody that would talk about that would be perfect. Would be perfect. I was watching this Russian content creator, and he's super popular. What he does is he's super strong. Like, he works out a lot. You can see, I wouldn't say he's a bodybuilder, but he's at least every single day in the gym. His content is just going around and being nice to people. So, for example, there's a janitor in the park where he works at. Where he works, for fuck's sake, ink. Oh, shit. Did I break it? No. Oh, shit. You're a dumbass. I don't know why I just didn't put it inside yesterday. There's a janitor and it's training around. And because this chair, I put it up, and when I put it back down, it hit this. I was a bit broken. And he's just being nice to people. But you see, for Russia, you represent kindness, which is the kindness of Mother Russia. And it represents strength, which is respected in Russia. Right? So he represented values of his country, and that's why his demographic is mostly people that have the same values as him. Right? You'll see somebody that's talking about a person like Sam Sulek. I love Sam Sulek. Sam Sulek is so interesting. However, there's a huge difference. I told you yesterday I was watching Rich Piana. Rich Piana was he was swearing like a motherfucker. He was a bodybuilder, but he was swearing. Although Rich Piana, what he would do vlogs. So he would talk about his day, talk about his day, and talk about his day, and talk about his day. Versus person like Sam, who was just doing content for working out. Now, if you want to work out, you're going to be watching that. Yes, the car talk. People like the car talk. So what he'll do is, he'll do kind of like a little stroll. So he'll go in, and he'll be like, okay, well, let's talk about this. And he'll talk about something for the car talk. And then he'll go work out. But the principality of his content is a car talk because he's talking to you. Right? This is the one-on-one, right? And at the same time, this is crazy because in an interview, he admitted going to a gym. He said there's a gym closer to my house, but I prefer the gym next a bit further because I get more car talk with you guys. That was super nice, you know? It all depends on the trends. Content, why is it hard? Well, because you have to follow trends. Everybody's doing the same videos because it's a trend. You're going to see everybody doing the same thing. Like the thing with Ashton Hall, the morning routine. Everybody did it. You know who did it was really cool? Warcraft. Warcraft fucking did it. World of Warcraft did it, and it was super nice. Super cool, super smart. Or editor of anime, right? Lately we had season 2 of Solo Leveling. Everybody was doing his edits of Solo Leveling. Right? Now the problem with how content is hard is content is supposed to be creative. It's supposed to be creating art and creating videos and creating shit like that, right? But then if you're chasing numbers, then you're chasing a trend. And you're not being creative. So technically speaking, let's say the trend is drama, right? So you're gonna have to talk about drama. Now you gotta have your own perception, but you're gonna talk about the same drama as everybody else. Now there's this guy who has a good opinion, and there's this guy that has all the details. For example, I was watching Content Nuke, Ethan Piker from Ashman Gold. It was reacting to Ethan Klein. And yeah, I watched a 4-hour thing. It was a long last watch, but I was enjoying it. Now, at the same time, if I'm being completely honest, when I watched the 4 hours, if I wasn't working, If I would I watch it 4 hours if I was doing something else in the background? No. But then again, because I'm busy, this affects the content I'm watching. My mom. My mom works a lot. So whenever I tell her, hey ma, look at this, she's like, I don't have time. So for her demographics would be cool and simple and short video. Because she doesn't have time, right? I'm the opposite. I like to take my time. I like to I don't know, to do things in the background, but do things at my own pace, you know? So I have seemingly more time. Do I work more than her? I don't think so. Do I work as much as her? I don't think so. Do I work hard? Yes. So we're still working. I present right now. I could just be doing this, I would be okay. I don't need to be doing clips, I don't need to be doing anything else. However, if I want to have a busy day, if I want to have a productive day, then I need to do it. Because it's just a good thing to do. And it's just a good thing to do. Not because I want to, but because I have to. See, it's all part of a grand plan, a grand scheme of things. The grand scheme of things is what? The grand scheme of things is, well, the more content I put out, the more chance that I have that some video will be good. I was talking to someone about, she was talking about quality versus quantity. And I'm like, normally you're right. It should always be about quantity versus quality. I know, it should always be about quality over quantity. When you look at life, this is one of the rules of life also. I'm going to the market, I'm over buying, I'm over consuming, right? And because I'm over consuming, I'm buying things that I don't need, versus I'm buying things that I need, but they're very good quality with the same amount of money. And you're right, but the content creation is hard. Because let's say, instead of doing 10 videos, you do one video, right? And that video is super good, and you worked really hard for that video. However, the topic that you talk about, nobody cares about. Nobody cares about it, you know? Nobody cares about it. My apologies. I was watching this channel, and it wasn't my recommended. It's crazy. I was, I can't say that. I was watching Howard Stern, and I fell asleep. And I woke up to this guy talking about spoon, antiquity spoon. And he had an hour and a half video about the evolution of spoon over the last 4 centuries. And I was like, what the fuck am I watching? But then I felt bad because this is his passion. So I'm like, okay, well, let's give homie a try, right? It was interesting. I would have never Googled difference of spoon, and if I saw the title in the thumbnails, I would have skipped it. It was really enjoyable. You know? With content also, it's tougher because you have this creativity. So, in my case, I'm very creative. I have ideas, content ideas. I am an hard worker. We slept in a little bit today, so it feels good. We didn't sleep in. Well, we slept in because we went to bed earlier. So instead of sleeping in later, I slept in because you understand what I mean, right? The amount of time that I slept is good. Yeah, so I work hard, and this is my pros, right? But you take somebody that's good with program, you take somebody that's good with analytics. He's gonna take out the analytics and identify his plus and what he needs to do. He will. This video, people stopped listening at this time. What was I doing at this time? People, this video, it needs a description. Imagine 40,000 description for my videos. 40,000 description. Then you gotta find a hashtag. Oh, I gotta find this hashtag. Oh man, what's the perfect hashtag here? And you can reuse the hashtag, but at the same time, who does that? You know? And then, does it really matter? Because who reads the description? I don't, but maybe people do. Maybe people do. You know what's insane? You know what's insane? It's a cesspool. When I'm watching, for example, YouTube, and when I'm really watching YouTube, which is I'm actually looking at the screen. Do you know what I do? And I think a lot of people do that. I'm watching the videos, I'm listening to the videos, But at the same time, I'm reading comments. And I'm reading the comments. And this is where I'm interested in. Because I'm reading the comments and I'm watching the video. I'm seeing the perception and the live reaction of other people. And I react to this myself. Do you know what's crazy? Big channel get comments, right? You think that small channel get comments? No. So somebody like me who likes to read comments as I watch a video wouldn't find comments on a video. Will be like, well, I don't have anything to read, right? My content, because it's more talkative, you're supposed to be doing something else in the background. You know, this is tough. I mean, one of the people that's been the most supportive in my life with content was Janice. Fucking love that guy. And Janice says, I was watching you and I'm doing something else in the background. Playing a game, whatever. Right? Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah. And it's not because this is how you're supposed to watch the content. Right? If I was doing a trip, if I was doing some... with my case, see, I think fuck, it's complex. I think the best thing to do is to focus on one subject. For example, your old channel is about racing, F1 or racing cars, right? You're like, okay, well, this is very cool content. However, there's a couple of problems with that. How many other channel of just racing there is? A lot. You have to compete with them, right? With my channel, it's a bit of everything, and nobody else does what I do. Well, a lot of people do what I do, but it's not the way I do it, or not with the same opinion. But again, I'm going back to the spoon story. Does it really matter? No, because if you don't give it a chance, you don't give it a chance, right? First impression is everything, and I always had a problem with that. I always had a problem with fuck first impression. If you're gonna judge me on the first impression, you're bad. You're a bad person. You're not worth getting a second opinion, or a second impression, right? Which is true. It's true. You judge me after one look at me. It's your fault. However, it works the other way around. Well, this person had a very negative first impression of me, and because they had a first impression that was negative of me, they didn't want to give me a second chance, right? So because they stood at the first opinion, they didn't make the effort to get to know me. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. I think it's a flawed behavior. I think it's wrong. But how many times did I do something where I thought somebody that was an asshole? And because he was an asshole, they give him a second chance. You know, I watched a video, and it was a YouTube short, or maybe a TikTok short. I don't know. Well, technically, TikTok are always short. And I was talking about celebrities. I'm gonna blow my nose out. I'll be right back. So like I was saying, it's kind of hard. I watched a video with the celebrities and talking about celebrities, right? And talking about Bruce Willis, which celebrity is nice, which celebrity is an asshole. And based on that 30-second videos, I saw actors and I was like, my whole opinion of them changed. Oh my god, he's an asshole? I didn't know that. Is it factual? Is it based on something? Why did they say that? They didn't give you reason. They didn't give you proof. My first impression changed. And then the second impression was the worst. You can be friends with someone for years. And you'll have a fight and then, no more friends. You know? It's tougher. It's not tougher. But at the same time, it's a natural selection of things. And if it's a natural selection of things, then it's okay. right? We we uh we mistake it's okay with commonly okay. We mistake it's okay with socially acceptable. Somebody cheated on his wife. Well, a lot of people cheat, so it's socially acceptable. You know? It's tougher. It's tougher. It's tougher because the mentality of what's going on in the world, right? Trump just landed some missile in Iran. I think right. I'm not sure. He wasn't allowed to do that, but because people didn't like Trump's. For example, if Obama did that, people would have been more forgiven because it's Trump. And people don't like Trump. Like, oh fuck Trump's. Still, bro. I understand that you don't like the guy, but what's the worst thing here? The guy or the missiles? The missiles, of course. It's all a question of perception. It's all a question of viewing things and the way it works, and just life in general. It's interesting. It's really interesting. Then with content, there's so many content, but at the same time, it's a legacy, right? A legacy. I'll take basketball, right? People still talk about Michael Jordan being one of the GOATs. Michael Jordan hasn't played in how many years? People still talk about how Kobe is a GOAT. Kobe is passed away. Rest in peace, King. People still talk about LeBron James. I don't even know if LeBron James still plays. And then you'll see other people, you'll see new people, new players, like, there's, LeBron James. Yeah, I know LeBron James, no shit, the game changed. The game changed. I'm Canadian, so I like hockey. Racism, but okay. One of the greatest in hockey, without any question, is Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky was the GOAT of hockey. Now, I'm gonna get a lot of people mad, but the reason why Wayne Gretzky has so many record is because rules were different back then. You could do things that you cannot do today. So how can you reproduce the same action if it's not allowed, right? It's kind of crazy when you think about it. And then you realize that with the passing of time, so many athletes, you don't care, you don't remember, right? When it comes to soccer, talk about soccer is probably one of the most popular sports in the world. I don't even watch soccer, and I know names. I know Mbappe, I know Neymar, I know Cristiano, I know Messi, I know Zlatan, Holland. That's all I know. It's crazy. UFC for some reason have a lot more dedicated fan. People still remember. People still worship Andrew Silva, even though Andrew Silva hasn't been on the court for years. People still say that John Jones is the greatest, the GOAT. John Jones doesn't fight. Well, he's fought, but John Jones is completely different, right? And then what's gonna be even crazy with content is, and this is absolutely insane. There's three things that are super insane. The first one is this is gonna be studied in school. So we'll take celebrities and we'll study them, right? We'll completely study them. The second thing is there's now a second generation of content creator. When YouTube started, and this is why I like McJuggernuggets, and listen to this. This is why I like McJuggernuggets Psycho Series a lot. Because when the Psycho Series started, YouTube was one thing. As this Psycho Series evolved, YouTube evolved. The job evolved. The job got defined. It was this vast field. Now it's not a field, it's a farm. It was a lot of vegetable. Well, you know what? We're making more money with that vegetable. We're gonna grow this vegetable. Making a science, right? So the second generation, so with the first generation, they're figuring out how it works. There wasn't a good system. There was no system in place. I was talking with Janice lately about programs and how we should use them. Like Photoshop and shit like that. The YouTube system has really improved. It really, really, really improved, I saw this guy complain about, the copyright system is fucked. Yeah, because he got caught. You're just salty about it, It's crazy. And then, there's the third thing. Now the third thing is the craziest of them all. I'll take one example. And my example is possibly the best example. PewDiePie. And I have a lot of respect for PewDiePie. I didn't like his content back then, but he evolved. At first, PewDiePie was strictly gaming. Then he started doing some reaction content. And now he's doing some dad vlog, family vlogs. Right? He had 3 of the most successful transition into different content ever. So, the problem also, and I'm going to talk about this after, but the problem also is burnout and fatigue. He never had that because he constantly changed. So PewDiePie came in and was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to be doing this XYZ. XYZ. X was popular. Y was popular. Z is more fun. And I'm seeing the edits of people, oh my god, I have a Lamborghini, oh my god, I have this fucking mansion. And then they show PewDiePie who has a kid and a loving wife. And they ask who's the real winner here. Mic drop. It's insane. It's insane. Now, I talk about fatigue and content creation. I'm gonna take an example. I've talked about this before though. I'm gonna take somebody like Markiplier. I'm gonna take somebody like Jacksepticeye. I'm gonna take somebody like Nico Cado Avocado. Absolutely. I'm gonna take somebody like Kid Behind the Camera. Okay. Those are also things that I watched. I'm gonna take Make Juggernuggets, right? Make Juggernuggets worked super hard, like non-stop for 40 years. He retired. He had enough money. You want to make content? Yes. He doesn't need to. This is different. It's a want versus a need. I need for this video to succeed. I need for this video to succeed because I need the money. Right? Nico Cado Avocado. Oh, I'm so sorry. I need this video to work because I need money. Because I want this video to succeed because I'm an artist. Nico Cado Avocado. Eating mukbang. Nico Cado Avocado was a crazy motherfucker. Why? Because he was filming 2 mukbangs of over 3,000, 4,000 calories. This is really hard on the body. He knew that if he kept going like that, he's gonna kill himself. So he stopped. Kid Behind the Camera. Kid Behind the Camera, his rise to fame was his father, HGP. HGP died. You know? Shalom died after. Jacksepticeye. Jacksepticeye and Markiplier are the same thing. They started with making gaming content and they stayed with gaming content, which is a problem. One of the 2 most popular streamer out there, old school streamer, is possibly Charlie Penguin Zio and Asmongold. They're both making their content. They're playing games, also reacting. It's a very healthy balance. What I'm trying to say is you're gonna burn out. Right? You're gonna burn out. And the problem with burning out is that a lot of people will say, oh well, stop working, take a break, right? Take a vacation. And it doesn't solve shit. Because the burnout is not necessarily the amount of work you put in. Yeah, the burnout is directly affected by the fact that I'm gonna go bathroom again. Beautiful weather, holy shit. Damage my brain, help me. Is bread? I love bread. Okay. So, when you talk about a burnout or fatigue, I'm making the same type of content for 10, 20 years. It's not possible. You know, so what if things change? One of the most popular channel back then was playing versus boyfriend versus girlfriend. They broke up. We got a Casey Neistat. He started making videos on YouTube. They started recognized, and then he's writing books. He's writing movies and screenplays. People like, you changed. No, I evolved. No, am I saying that screenplays better than content creation? No. You gotta set yourself an end goal. Now, one of the hardest thing in content creation is setting yourself a goal. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. It's not reliant on you. It's reliant on other people. Watch your videos. To enjoy the videos. Partake in the content. Engage in the content. Push your channel in the algorithm. All of that is super simple, but 30 minutes, okay, that's good. What, how many percent? 30%, and here is 33%. Okay, we're good. This one will die first, but it's okay. Why is it okay? Because we filmed a super nice nature corn this morning. It's all about that. You gotta put yourself in the end goal, and then when the end goal doesn't work, you know. And also, what is the craziest thing is, like for example, you work a 9 to 5, right? And you have this job and you really like it, and you're 32 years old. You know you're gonna be retired at 65 years old, which means that you would work for 33 years, right? Now, here's the complicated part. Here's the complex part. How can I envision? How can I predict? How can I see next 30 years? You can't. With content creation, you're supposed to be watching it, right? Think about how people retired yesterday. How many people that retired had a perfect legacy? Matt Pat, Gaming Theory. I don't know. We'll end the video here. We'll do part 2. Because again, we'll make another fucking long ass video. Oh, this is gonna be the longest video that I've done. And this is part number 3.